One of the educational tools that I learned from Dietrich Klinghardt, he's kind of a famous doctor out in Seattle, that has been a benefit to me, is this particular chart that he went over at one of his courses. As you may know, medical school in this country is really focused in on physical level remedies. We use medications, surgeries, physical therapy, those kinds of things, and there's a de-emphasis on energy medicine. Now that's beginning to change, and Dietrich is one of the ones who helped me see how these things connect in a way that I could actually use. So in his diagram, we have an energy source, which would be like light. Many of the ancient scriptures talk about God as light or our Creator as light. And as the light comes into us, the idea is that the light will not be interrupted, it will not be bent, it will make it to the physical body and keep the physical body healthy, and it will actually go out around us and be nourishing to the people around us. What seems to happen is we get these things called interference fields. So for instance, if someone had a hysterectomy and says, ever since that hysterectomy I haven't slept well, sometimes that's an interference field from the scar. And what happens is the light that was supposed to come to the part of them that helps them sleep got bent off and deflected by this scar. So what Dr. Klinghardt would teach is go in and treat the scar, and then the light is allowed to come into the part of the brain that helps us sleep peacefully. Even deeper than that are the mental, emotional interference fields that might come from certain belief systems that we have, the way we interpret certain traumas, and that will deflect light as well. And the family system can also contain similar traumas. One of the first cases that I saw a shift in was a 60-year-old retired nurse who was dying of high blood pressure and nothing physical worked. The alternatives didn't work. The conventional ICU medicines even would not bring her blood pressure down, and every 4 months she had a spike in blood pressure that was stroke threatening. Well, it turns out that when she was a child, she lost her father to high blood pressure and complications of that. When she did a ceremony designed to basically ask her father if he would give her a blessing to die in a different way than he did, her blood pressure turned immediately normal at that moment, and has been normal for 7 years since on no medicines. So that's an example of a family system belief. She felt like she needed to follow her father, and when she did this family constellation work, she found out that she didn't, and she's now well. What I think is happening with the machine is we are actually putting light in at these higher levels. And we are working with interference fields that involve family system issues, emotional issues, and electromagnetic issues that help us get light directly to the physical body without being bent and turned away from the parts of the physical body that need that light the most. That's what I think is happening when we do this. So I like the machine because sometimes when we come in really ill, we're not ready to learn a whole bunch of new concepts about what might help at these other layers and how to learn to change our beliefs. That seems to be a piece of work that takes a while. The machine goes in right away, and I believe it begins to dissolve these interference fields and allows the light to come right into the body where it's needed the most and dissolve those interference fields in an elegant, non-physical manner. We can do a lot of these things with needles, but how much more elegant to have a light do the same thing.